good morning, you beautiful stars. Good day, good evening, whenever you're catching this on the flip. So, hello, it has been quite a while. Um, I apparently still need to be in this position with my camera. Good morning, good morning. You all are doing so good, by the way. Oh, I am just trying to see if everything in this little computer world is working. Yay! It is. Good morning, good morning. If you are new here to Stars of the Morning Light, I am Courtney, the host. Um, we cover all sorts of random things, esoteric wise, lots of hermetics. Um, you are a beautiful star of the morning. Yes, you are. The shiny ones, as some may call them. Um, and today, I have to switch things up a bit. I am never live on a Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. Oh, good morning. I am usually never live on a Wednesday at this time. I'm normally live at 2 p.m. on Wednesday for a live Edgar Casey life skill study, but 'tis the season of my life being all jumbled up. I do say hello to those who come into the chat if I can catch them. So, good morning, Lori. This is a lovely community here. With that being said, yeah, folks, I wanted to do my message of perception from the mercy seat. I have not even been able to get to that. But I realized what I really wanted to discuss in that is order. The law of order. It the cosmos is order and balance, really. The system that we work in. And then I was told weeks and weeks and weeks ago that I really needed to talk about order as well. So, that's not today though. I did write it on my whiteboard. You can't see it here, but I have written down finally the things that I maybe ranted about here and went, I should cover that sometime. So they're finally written down. I'm sure Lori in the chat can appreciate that. She tends to try to remind me of things. So I will be covering probably post the holidays, just because, well, life is a little chaotic right now. Hence why I'm on when I normally am not on. I will be covering order, the sun, S-U-N, compared to S-O-N, and both, all mixed up. Even the Christos was talking about the S-U-N. So order, because I'm realizing, while it was very much told to me that many people, even if they conceptually kind of know it, from physics, metaphysics, hermetics, whatever, even if people somewhat know, okay, there's order, it's really hard to get there, right? Really hard to understand it. So order, sun, S-U-N, and some other stuff that I have written down that I will start preparing for and making it much more digestible for people. That's the goal of Stars of the Morning Light, is to make things, keeping it simple, taking these very complex aspects to this world plane, this earth plane, and making it very simple to digest and start living within. Because once you understand the order, like the order of this matrix that everybody wants to say that we live in, which that term is fine. Once you understand it, then you can work with it and not against it. You can utilize it. You can understand and see how things operate, and begin to build the trust and manifest and use all your skills and abilities to grow and expand within the matrix, right? So first is to come into full understanding of the order and operation of things. Anyways, that's post December. That's post December. I might talk a little bit about the sun in December, but what I decided to do starting today, because life is a little bit cuckoo, I will not be here Friday because I will be in the car traveling through Alabama into Mississippi, the southern part of Mississippi. Never done that drive before, so safe travels to me. Never done that travel. I'm a damn good driver, so I'm not worried about it. But I won't be here on Friday. And then who knows when I get back what will ensue. So I decided I'm going to, when I get an opportunity to randomly be here with everybody, and I am going to do reflections from a Life Path 33. This is actually little excerpts, I guess you would say, little topics of conversation from a series of books that I'm supposed to be writing. yeah, haven't gotten to that fully yet, really. So it'll make it a lot easier for me, though, to be here with you, because I already know all this stuff. It's what I know. It's my reflections, right? So I can at least ramble and talk about it. And good day, good day, good day. Good evening. Oh, I know, guys. I do know. I know it's been a lot for everybody all over the place. I got a text from a very lovely dear friend of mine this morning who lost her father last night. It's a season. It's a season, and it is the season of light. So through all of my messages, probably in December, I'm going to be emphasizing that. The light. The light, the light. Yeah, Lori, thank you for agreeing. It's been one for everybody. It's 3D trying its darndest. You know, it's our time to expand and fly and know freedom, right? And it's doing it's working overtime to try to keep us down. Before I begin with the reflections message, because I have it's going to be 3 small topics. We picked from the Sacred Geometry deck. Honestly, these cards came out. I have no idea how they're going to fit. They might not. They might just be what people kind of need to know. There were 2 of them, though, so it's fascinating. Number 37, realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. Oh my goodness, wasn't I just talking about that? Look at that magical card. Look at that magical card. This is the sacred geometry of realization, of knowing our heart-centered truth. Oh my goodness. That is so lovely. I'll try to bring it up some more. That is so lovely. I'll read that again. The frequency of realization supports the internal process. Internal process. So it is a process to get to that heart-centered, that high heart. For a side note, my teachers have been talking about how in November, December, this time period, many hearts will be breaking, literally and metaphorically. And that is literally our actual natural heart, right? Also, all of our emotions and processes. We have a high heart. We do. We have a high heart. It's part of our chakra system. But it is also supported, as they say, from our natural heart, our physical heart. And as I was just speaking, 3D is doing its darndest to keep us in our unhealthy lower chakra systems, because it is now the time of expanding our high heart and living in our high heart of centered reality. But it's doing its best to break things, right? But we are bigger and greater and stronger and lovelier and brighter and so much more powerful than anything 3D is when we utilize our high heart and we allow that process of obtaining its glory. We obtain it that way. So let's go back. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth. As well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. This is what we're going through, folks. This is what we're going through. How many times, this is a question, and if you're watching later, maybe, leave a comment, let us know. How many times in the past maybe 3 weeks, and probably going even further into the future now, have you paused for a moment, becoming aware, and having the realization of, wait a minute, it doesn't have to be this way. Wait a minute. I don't feel that way, how I normally react, how I normally perceive things. I don't feel that way. How many times lately have you just stopped and paused and that awareness comes of no. I can choose differently. I had a professor in college that it took me a long time to understand how profound this is. He used to say, the greatest thing about being a human is that we have the capacity to surprise ourselves. And I believe that many people in the internal process and external process of living through our high heart, our heart-centered reality, is happening for everyone now. We're reacting differently, we're choosing differently, we're pausing. Even if we don't know what to do in the moment, we're pausing for a moment and going, it doesn't have to be as it always was. It's lovely. The external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. Highest expression. Oh, you beautiful stars. I love it. And we got this card. So maybe we need this. Maybe we need this card to give us a reminder as to how we do move forward. As all these processes, internal and externally, are happening to us, and we're protecting and loving our heart. And we're expanding our heart. We're letting our heart shine. We don't bring it in. We bring it out. We let it shine. When your heart shines, when you shine, nothing's going to harm you. So why not? Right? Why not? Be the light. 'Tis the season. This is number 22, Divine Masculine. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. It's a shame that we live in a world now that denies a lot of the divine masculine. And it's out of the rise of Sophia, the rise of the feminine started back when, but it's to an extreme now to try to undo the balance that it was creating. And that balance needs to be there, of the divine masculine, the divine feminine within. And the divine masculine is definitely needed. It's a beautiful source of all of this. Supports our strong, focused, active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. This is what supports a lot of this process here. We tend to forget or maybe think that it's not needed in today's world. But if we are going through the internal and external process of our high heart, we also need this. This is our high heart will tell us, hey, this is what you want. This is what you want to do. This is how you want to shine. This is what you want to build. This is how you want to serve your community. This is what you want, right? This is what you're here for. How to love onto others is usually in some form of action. So we need the divine masculine to help us achieve that. And I find it funny that this card came out because just yesterday, so many thoughts. But yesterday I was just thinking about, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come, from that movie, the Kevin Costner movie, Field of Dreams. If y'all haven't seen it, because you might have missed it if you were younger, you gotta watch it. It's a great movie. You gotta watch it. I mean, all of us across the globe were like, oh, yes, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, you will shine more. If you build it, love will spread, right? Well, building takes this with kindness and wisdom. So that's lovely, folks. I love it. I love it. I wish we didn't deny the divine masculine so much, because it is as much needed as anything else, right? As the divine feminine. Everything is needed. It is the order and balance of things. So, it's good to be with you. Good to be with you. Definitely. It's been a while. And welcome into the season of light. It is the season of light. Unfortunately, it's also going to be a season of loss, a season of perceived destruction for many. But it is the season of light. It is the representation of the light in the wilderness. It is the representation of all of the colors. It is the representation that the sun will rise again, always. at my Thanksgiving table, I had asked everyone, and I don't believe they had done that before, but that, is my family tradition. So I said, this is what we're doing. If you're at my house, it's what you're doing. um, as I was carving the turkey, I had asked everybody to state what they were grateful for. And then, of course, I was the one at the end finishing up with the turkey. And my first response, because I wasn't even thinking about what I'm grateful for, I was listening. I was listening to my fellow man. And they had all great things to say. My first response was, I'm grateful for the morning sun. I'm grateful for the morning light. That it rises. That the East surrenders its hope every day. That hope rises in the East. It's a miracle. It's a most beautiful, glorious thing, the SUN. And when we dive deeper into that, probably a little bit at Yule, but mostly in the cold. Probably January and February, when we all need to be thinking about the sun to warm our little bodies. What that really means in many terms, right? In many, many, many terms. And I am most grateful for it. And it is the hope, the light, the way. It truly is. So, I am going to start into my reflections from... Oh, Lori just said that she is grateful for the experience in life. Exactly. Exactly. It's lovely. Exactly. And Seeker, Shelley just came in. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Yes, this is a bit of an offbeat schedule, but I'm here all the same, right? Shelley just said to everyone that is hearing this now and later, she just said, I'm sorry I'm late. How can you be late for something you didn't know about? How can you be late for a random? There is no late. There is no late. The best thing, I used to tell my students long ago, and I still hold true to this. I used to tell them, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, as long as you get there. Every little step, every little step, every little step. So we're happy you're here, Shelley. We're happy you're here, Seeker. So I entitled this Reflections from a Life Path 33. What I do know. What I do know. So much of the other stuff, well, I know a lot of stuff. But you can kind of give and take whatever, to each its own, right? You can agree with me or not agree with me. Do what you wish. It's your experience here. These are things that I have learned over many lives. Many, many lives. I am a Life Path 33. Yeah, my numbers are all over the place. But I am a Life Path 33. And I'm supposed to be writing books about this, essays. I'm a very good essayist. I am. I'm a very good essayist, to the point that they wanted me to, in college, they wanted me to tutor. By freshman year of college, they wanted me to be tutoring other college students at even higher levels, that I was, in writing essays. And I was like, no, I'm good. I got a job. I should have done it. Gosh. But I'm a very good essayist. Very good. So I'm supposed to be compiling a bunch of small essays as far as lessons from a life path, right? So, this is one of them. Oh, Shelley's a Life Path 6. Yes. Shelley, look into that, because 6 and 33 are usually very closely related, right? That's why I'm a healer in this life. But here's kind of the difference. 6 can be grand healers and do great healing for themselves. 33s that kind of live life as a 6, because I live life as a 6, the difference is the form of healing that I do. Do I do hands-on healing? Yes, of course. Is it more my goal to teach others how to do it? Yes. Is it more my goal to teach? Yes. That to me is a bit of the difference. Do I walk around in my normal everyday life just trying to heal? Yes. Be the light. Light reflects light. Kind of the whole saying of like begets like. Light reflects light. So if I'm shining my light and people just all around, their little spark will be like, whoo, and pop up a little bit. Feel a little bit free for a moment. Oh, that one's not clouding hers. That one's not hiding her light. I can shine my light too a little bit, even if it's just for a moment. That's healing. That's a healing, right? So, my first topic from a Life Path 33. And this morning it came into play as I was actually healing myself, because I have somewhat of a bum shoulder right now. Is to ask for help. Oh my goodness, to ask for help. It is shocking to me. I guess it's not shocking, it's hard to witness so many grown people in my life and around that don't know how to do that. Ask for help. From big to small to little, ask for help. Women, men, doesn't matter. Divine masculine, divine feminine, non-binary, it doesn't matter. For some reason, the human condition is to not ask for help. Or it's to over ask for help and not produce from your own confidence, right? This is a very difficult topic. And it's not that I don't understand, because I lived a life growing up not asking for help. I lived a life actually being raised by both of my parents. This is on both of them, by the way, that they would say, we're going to teach you everything so you'll never have to ask anybody for help. And what they meant is, we're going to teach you enough about plumbing. We're going to teach you how to build this. We're going to teach you how to do this, so you don't have to call and pay for a handyman. So you don't have to, we're going to teach you how to fix your own car, so you don't have to pay out. That's what they meant. But as a child hearing the words, so we're going to teach you everything so you don't have to ever ask for help. And then witnessing them struggling with asking for help in their own lives, I was all messed up. Thinking I'm an island unto myself, I cannot trust anyone, do not ask for help. I had it so programmed in my head that people, when I was a child, that people only loved you, me, you, everybody. I thought that's how this worked. That people only loved me for what I did for them. That was it. So I can help all these other people because they're lacking in some way, and that is why they love me. There is no other reason. And at the same time, deny them to help me, right? It gets all very convoluted, all very messed up. And I see exactly that in so many other people. I see it nonstop. I see it non-stop. And 'tis the season, even though of light, it is also of possibly losing your mind. Because there's just it's more add-ons. We add so much more on this season, right? We don't Nobody sits back and hibernates the way we're supposed to. I mean, I was with my four-legged yesterday and it's pretty darn cold. This morning it was like 30, or it was 23 this morning. I went, this ain't right. Can't stand the cold. And I was with my four-legged yesterday and I was like, man, us humans, we got this so backwards. We're supposed to hibernate right now. And for some reason, this is the season that we just decide to pack on a bunch of stuff. Does that make any sense? No. And most of us can't handle all the stuff that we pack on, and then we don't ask for help either. It's very interesting. Very interesting. So then we get words coming out of everybody's mouths of, I just got to get through the holidays. I just got to get through the holidays. I just got to get through. Why are we getting through? What that implies that we are not pausing and enjoying and sharing and growing and spending quality time and hibernating. We're not cozying up with a nice, good book, and we're not sharing laughter and joy with others. We're just getting through. This is horrible, folks. This is horrible. So, ask for help. It does relate back to a past life, but I don't have all the details on it as to when I learned to ask for help, but I had to relearn it in this life. Oftentimes, I guess I'll pause here before I keep going. Lessons, especially right now, okay? All of our lives in this time frame, right? You could have been born in 1966, 1986, right? It doesn't matter if you're alive right now, okay? This life was fast, furious for many. Lots of things came up, and it's because it was already lessons that we learned prior in a past life, but then we had to demonstrate how they can be lived out in this life. You learn a lesson, and then you got to choose to decide if you want to live in it or not. I hope that makes sense to folks. You can learn a lesson. See, this is the part that everybody, I guess, doesn't know or doesn't, I don't know. Maybe they don't know. So now I'm telling you. So now you know. In past lives, in also current lives. Yeah, are you here learning lessons and learning from this earth plane, this earth school, right? Yes, you're learning all these wonderful lessons. In that life, you can either choose to live it out, or you learned it enough that in another life down the road, you're going to choose to either live it or not live in it. So many, I believe, have already learned this, to ask for help. But we're not making the choice to actually express it. We're not making the choice, for some reason, to live in it. So, that goes for a lot of things, folks. Many of you have been around for a long time. Many moons. This is when we talk about, you already know. You already have it within you. But now we're living a life currently that is asking us to express everything we know in our mastery presence, and we're not even expressing fundamental human things. I'm hoping this makes sense, and I'm not trying to come at anybody really, but it's I think there's not enough dialogue around this topic for people to really wrap their heads around. It is choice. And at least for this topic, it's going to be mostly human stuff that you already know. You already know. You have to choose to express and live in it. So, ask for help. It is difficult. In this life, I was forced into having to do it. It sucked. It sucked. It sucked. It sucked. It was so hard, but I am the most grateful that I did it. When I had to do it, I was trying to get sober, and in recovery, at least a 12-step recovery, they promote having a sponsor and asking them for help. I had never done that. I mean, I literally had never said those words. And my sponsor was a very smart woman, at least my first one. Very smart woman. And I was on the phone with her. And she had already gone through kind of what the ringer that I put people through, at least when I was young, of I need to know exactly who you are and everything about you before I say anything about myself, because I don't know you. I don't trust you. I don't know nothing, right? That was a lot of who I was. And so she did that. She went through kind of the ringer of different conversations and me just going, I don't know. I don't even know what the hell's going on here. And then one night I called her. I was driving. I remember I was driving and I was kind of losing it. I don't remember what was going on, but I was just not in a good place. And she paused, she didn't respond. She didn't respond. There was no response. And then I was kind of, I didn't know what to do in that moment. And I turned to her on the phone. I said, "You want me to say it, don't you? You want me to say the words, don't you?" And she said, "Yes, Courtney. I cannot go further unless you say the words." And man, then it was like another minute passed. Another minute passed. And I just said, I just remember kind of in this like crackled voice of, "Oh, this is so painful. This is the most painful thing to do right now." I said, "I need help. Will you help me?" And it was such a paradox of complete pain and complete release. It was this very odd moment. And she said, "Yes, Courtney, I will help you." And I still kind of like I couldn't speak for a moment after that. And she knew that, so she gently kind of talked about things. It was such a very odd experience. For someone who had never done it, for someone who was taught not to do it, very difficult. Made all the difference in the world, though. Made all the difference in my development and growth and expansion. My, as we say, the realization, as in the card that we pulled. I'm going to read it again. Number 37, realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. To become your highest expression, you will have to ask for help. to allow that high, beautiful, centered heart to live your life, you're going to have to ask for help. You are. And it's difficult. Because it's based on trust. Even when you don't have any. None. Zero. I used to tell people, once I learned that it was okay to ask for help, it didn't mean I was a failure. It didn't mean that I was weak. That's not what it meant at all. It meant that I was human. Awesome. I was giving myself the allowance to be human. Right? And this does go into my next point. As time passed and I was able to help others who also struggled in asking for help, I used to tell them, I know that you don't believe in any higher power. I know that you don't, or maybe you believe but you don't trust, right? That's usually the case. That is definitely usually the case. Because we're programmed in this 3D matrix to have an inkling of belief, but mostly don't trust. Those two are vastly not, that's the polar, that's the duality here, that's the 3D duality. Let's have some faith, or state we have something, we believe in something, but I don't trust a damn thing, right? Oh my goodness, the two extremes of polarity here. So I used to tell them, I know you don't trust a God. I know you don't trust anything else. I know you don't trust yourself, right? It's very hard to trust ourselves. So I would tell them, trust one person. Take one person that you can perceive will show up for you. They'll pick up the phone, they'll take you to the airport, they'll help you unpack all that heavy Christmas decorations. They will do whatever is needed, right? One person to ask for help. And as you develop and witness and see that trust can be present in the world, well, then you keep going with it. Then maybe start relying on making decisions for yourself, right? Better decisions. Then we start trying to move into the God sphere. Oh my goodness, should I trust that thing out there? I quote unquote believe, but to trust is a whole different thing. It does start with asking for help. There are so many people that pray but don't trust. And here on this plane, we don't even ask for help. Help is surrender. Help is prayer. Help is needed for all human beings. All human beings. Moving into the next topic, community. Oh, I love community. I love it. You guys should see my chart. It's so funny. My entire chart is all about building community. It's crazy how my birth chart, it's like I can't do anything other than trying to help humans understand how valuable community is. It's so lovely. Difficult though, right? Difficult. I'm not saying that it's easy. The value though in being a part of a community that fits you, that is for you, that you resonate with, that you can be a part of. Humans need to be a part of. We do. We learn, grow, develop, expand via each other. No man can be an island and get better. No man can be an island and ascend to greatness. No man can be an island and shine like the sun. That's not possible. We're not wired that way. We're just not wired that way, no matter how intelligent. Intelligence can only bring you so far. Seriously. Intelligence can only bring you so far. It's the human relationships. It's the human connection. And that's why I'm not so worried about AI, remember? AI just knows facts. AI knows just algorithms. AI, we're not even at massive AI yet, folks. We're not. This is still child's play with AI. But it's not going to have that human connection. It's not going to have, when you have some kind of community that you can just glance at a person, they know exactly what you're thinking, right? When you have a community that of like-minded individuals that are serving for some greater good. And that is now, in today's world, supposedly they want to get rid of the word community. I don't even know. That's a whole nother topic. Because I don't even know what would be replaced with that. I don't know what term they would replace the word community with. But in today's world, it's always been this way, so I shouldn't really say today's world. If you look at history, communities have always been striving with other communities, either striving or arguing, right? And in today's world, it's a little bit more so predominantly seen and witnessed. It is perfectly fine for one particular community to have viewpoints as long as it's not harming anyone else. It is perfectly fine for one community to express itself in one sort of way as long as it's not harming anyone else. The need for it, though, is dramatic. The need for it is, let's put it this way. Let's pick up our little card that I've held up. See all these little bubbles? I was thinking about the bubbles yesterday or 2 days ago when I was driving. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. You're a bubble. I'm a bubble. We're all these beautiful spheres of light, right? We could see it that way. You're a beautiful sun, you S-U-N, shining within and around. You little bubble of light, right? You're a bubble. I'm a bubble. That's my sphere. That's my home. That's my life. That's my dog. That's my husband. That's my little life, right? A bubble. And the circle of life. That is my radius around me. All of our little bubbles bounce into other bubbles. Might hang out and attach with a bubble for a while. I mean, guys, you can even go down to the science of all of this. Think of how cells are made. Or cells, work with each other. There is no sorry about that, folks. That's my mother calling. We have stuff going on in the family. I will call her later. You can see it in the science. How our bodies work internally. Science. Is it a reflection? See, I used the word from the title. A reflection of how we work in society as individuals, bouncing off of each other, dividing our little bubbles, bringing our bubbles together, all sorts of things to grow and expand. I've talked about this a million times, right? A million times. And remember, I asked, this was like last summer, to take a minute and meditate on the concept that every single little cell in your body is possibly a representation, reflection of a whole nother universe, a whole nother system, a whole nother parallel plane, dimension. That's the infinite potentiality, so people can start wrapping their head around the true expansion of infinity. That's a footnote. But our bubbles come together, and when a bunch of bubbles come together and all shine and all are doing what they need to do for themselves and others, and our bubbles are doing good and healing ourselves and others in service, in whatever that community of bubbles are thinking, it's wonderful. It is wonderful. And it did come from a past life. And I will tell you, in this life I had to choose it. Also, when I got sober, because I never played team sports. I didn't understand teamwork. Didn't understand it. I never, I was one of those people that I would just bop around to different groups. Like, oh, I'm going to hang out with you for a little while. Cool. Then I'll hang out with you for a little while. Cool. Then I'll hang out with you for a little while. I never, stayed in a community, right? I never put down roots, nor did I ever care to build the relationships, right? To even expand myself and grow myself. I never cared to. Until, again, I was forced to sober up. That is a community of people healing, recovering, learning, growing, hopefully. There's also, a few, it takes them a while. It was the first time that I was like, oh, community. Like, you go to community barbecues and you do service in this community and you see these people all the time and they get to know who you really are. It was fascinating. I struggled with it. That's the part I struggled with the most, is I don't fit here. I don't fit here. You don't understand me. I've been through worse than you. All these weird judgments, right? I don't need nobody. Hence, still issues with asking for help. But there were a few people in that group that said, "That's okay, Courtney. We understand. We're gonna love you until you love yourself." That's what they would say. And I'd be like, excuse you, I love myself. When I really didn't. But it just threw me off so bad. Like, I don't need that, but cool. And we're going to love you until you love yourself. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. There were a few people in that community that over time I allowed them to meet my bubble. This is my bubble. You can come somewhat close, right? The amount of me not realizing until I had the realization, became aware of how valuable community was, I started to dive down deep. I delve very deep into community, and like I said, now it's my main focus. It actually probably always was, but I didn't trust. I didn't think this world deserved to come together. I didn't think, We do deserve to come together. And the best healing happens that way. The best healing. Think of the ladies that come together, ladies and men and people that come together in little knitting groups, book clubs, whatever, hiking communities, whatever it may be. What they might not realize is that they're actually healing in the moment when they're together. They might not realize that. When we are together with others, we share our expression of who we are. And when others accept that expression of ourselves, when others take it in, receive it, and share their expression, share their bubble, it's automatic healing. Automatic healing. Especially if it's like-minded people. I did learn that from a long time ago, in a life long ago, as a Life Path 33. Think ancient Persia. I was a woman that was attacked, and of course not able to say anything about it. They had, ancient Persia. But to work, I would be sitting around women. We were, I think, making rugs or something like that. It was something to do with like spinning of yarn type thing. And slowly over time, being with those women. And this is a past life. This is what I'm saying. I learned this so long ago. I chose to understand it and live it in this life. After the massive attack and still having to go to work and hide all that happened, slowly as us women would be sitting around, something would maybe be said. And then something would maybe be said. A look would happen. And we all understood that we all had our own suffering of some feminine way. But we also were able to then heal as we slowly had different expressions, slowly communicated how to handle, slowly communicated through laughter, slowly communicated all of this stuff that can only happen within community. Right? But I lived many lives, clearly I said ancient Persia, not living that way. The next episode after this one, because I'm going to go through a little bit of something else that I'm going to continuously touch upon. The next episode is going to be, I'm going to talk about how to keep it simple with a life that was definitely very much in solitude. Just because we learn it at some point does not mean that we live it in our expression. But this life now is designed. It's designed for you to take all that you have ever known and live in the fullness of the glory of life. It's an amazing. This place is amazing. This place is amazing. What we tend to seriously talk smack about being here. We do. We seriously, we talk way too much smack when it has been an opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to learn, live, grow. It's fascinating that we talk so much smack about this Earth School. Because why don't we appreciate all the opportunities and all the awesome stuff here? This place is awesome. going for a hike, fresh air, hugging a tree, eating a potato chip. I know how good potato chips are. You can't just pop one. I mean, this place is awesome. And all the people are so awesome. All the communities, all the people, all the ups and downs, the duality of joy and pain. Oh my goodness. It's an amazing place of experience, good and bad, of opportunities to learn, grow, and expand, to choose your mastery presence self, to fully understand the SUN. It's amazing here. So, yeah, I guess I'm just tired of people talking smack about this earth plane, all the lessons. Because trust me, I've lived them. I've lived them. I know them. I do. That's why I entitled this, What I Do Know. And it's so flippin' cool to be here. That's why I'm going to say this and then I'm going to move on just for a snippet about what will be coming next week. That's why you keep choosing. I'm sorry, but I do Akashic Readings. I do Timeline Cleanses. And I'm constantly like, wow, you've been here a long time. With everybody. Can we please stop saying, I hope I get it right and I hope I never have to come back here? Because clearly, you're going to come back. Clearly, you're going to probably choose to come back because you done chose. I can't express to you how much you have chosen to come back. So clearly, enjoy yourself. Have some fun. Hang out with some people. Dance a little bit. It's so much fun here, right? You're going to choose to come back. Settle into that. Accept it. Because once you accept it, oh man, it changes the view. It changes the view. I'm telling you, changes it. So just so you know, I'll see you again. I'll see you again. So why don't we start having fun now? Enjoy all the simple little things like hot chocolate. Oh my God, hot chocolate is so good. Why not enjoy? This place is amazing. From acceptance, do know next week, I plan on talking about keeping it simple, a bit about acceptance and forgiveness. A lot of people are going to be struggling. And my heart goes out to everyone, right? Yesterday I was thinking, because there's going to be a lot of loss. And I've been trying to prepare everybody. I can only do so much. There is going to be loss, right? Moving forward. And some has already begun for many of people. Oftentimes we hear folks say, towards the end of their life or when something happens, a loss or a tragedy, they say, oh, I wish I had told them. I wish I had said what I needed to say. I do want to express to everybody, and this thought came yesterday to me, I do want to express, it's usually not, I love you. It's not. That's not what we normally want to express to someone after they're gone. Because most of the time, those that we do love, we have said it at some point. And they know, right? So it's not really, I love you. You know what it is? It's, I forgive you. Or please forgive me. That is what we truly wish we had said before a loss. Most of the time. I'm going to say like 92% of the time, that is what people wish they had said. So in the season of light, light reflects light, consider forgiveness. Consider it. Because A, it heals you, heals us when we give it and receive it. But light can remind us, as we're all having fun on this earth plane, all moving through lessons, all making bad decisions, all making mistakes, all in paradigms and programming that have pushed us into things that we didn't know. We forgive us, for we know not what we do. We forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I'm just posing, I'm just posing that we think about forgiveness in the season of light. To be the light is to be the light for all. To forgive all. Okay, pardon me. I'm hoping there's a moderator in there that can maybe remove them, because I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, everyone, but I'm sounding out anyways. So, we'll talk about that next week. Just food for thought. Just food for thought. That a heart of forgiveness. You know, actually, I'll leave with this. So, as many of you know, I love my beloved Thoth, right? Love it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I paused for a moment. There's a weird bot situation or someone in the chat that's... I am always live. And I see Teresa showed up. Jackie showed up. Oh, lovely. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Lori and Shelley, moderators. Thank you for your service here. Appreciate you. I love my Thoth, my Thoth. Love it. Love him, love him. He, in the Book of the Dead, which is a bunch of, I will tell you, not so factual, more metaphorical, okay? The Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Not so factual, more metaphorical. Thoth kind of wasn't even there for a lot of that jazz, so but they stuck him in different random parts. Well, that will be a series at some point, right? That'll just be a series. But one of the metaphorical aspects is the idea that when you die, Thoth would rip out your heart and weigh it against a feather. That is to represent, is your heart light? How light is it? Can it be weighed against a feather? Our hearts become light, S-U-N, light, high heart chakra, easy to shine, light when we have forgiveness. So that will be talked about more next week with a few other little things to speak about. At some point next week, my schedule is kind of all over the place. I love you all dearly, though. Beautiful patrons of Stars of the Morning Light, we will be together Sunday the 10th. Special things happening. I appreciate that all of you are receiving the emails. If you like what you hear here, there is a new tier on Patreon to help support the causes of Stars of the Morning Light. It's only a $2 tier. So real cheap. You would not receive the 2 live classes, more in-depth classes that I do there every month, but you would get the Akashic monthly readings early like everybody else on Patreon. So consider donating to the cause. I appreciate it. And everybody else, thank you, moderators. Thank you for helping this morning. It happens, it happens in life. Bots come in and things happen, but I appreciate your effort and willingness. And I appreciate all of you. Do remember, if you build it, they will come. Shine with your heart, forgiving everyone. Community, ask for help. I love you guys so much. Have a great, glorious day. I will be back. When? I'm not sure, but I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.